Welcome engineers, the race have problem, and today's problem is getting through the Austrian Grand Prix, and for the first time I am going to be celebrating a milestone. It is 200 races on the channel, and I say I'm celebrating a milestone, I'm not actually. Anyway, welcome back. This is giving me Italian GP vibes from the 2020 game when I decided to do a video like this again. But looking at the contracts, 71 focus for Pierre, our teammate, of course. If you have not seen the previous episode, what are you doing here? Go back and check that out. And if you're new and you're just checking out this one, why don't you subscribe so you don't miss the other episodes and go catch up. But this is the season so far. We're P3 on 82 points, equal with Lando Norris. We've had 2 DNFs in Canada and Monaco, so let's see if we can turn around that form. We seem to have done a little bit of that in France, so let's see if we can continue that as we head into the Austrian Grand Prix. But we've got the hold up first in the strategies department, and the team have requested Gasly's presence at a recurring meeting, but it conflicts with a couple of items on the calendar. I believe we are going to agree.
I know these kind of decisions can be challenging, but I think you made the right decision.
What do you call it? As we've got quite a bit of resource points anyway, so we don't necessarily need Pierre to, you know, be boosted. But as we look at the RNG chart, might be a little bit delayed. I haven't quite synced it up properly. We hold 5th place at the moment, meaning we're just going to be out. We should be battling for the top 10. Might be a bit close to the outside though, as AlphaTauri are really close to us. Aston Martin make gains on Alpine, as Mercedes and McLaren also make gains on Red Bull. So it looks like the top 6 drivers and positioning is secured for now. Could get Ferrari if they have a poor strategy and we have a really good one, but no banking on any of that happening. Hopefully we can maintain the form that we've had, get back to the form that we had at the beginning of the Grand Prix season. Jesus Christ, I need to do these more often. But not quite going to plan for now. But yeah, looking to increase that average finish and average grid by the time the game cycle has ended. Also, a thing to note, I should really plan some of these. This is a little bit delayed, just because I didn't have time to do this on Thursday, meaning it couldn't come out on Friday. I'm on Friday now. Hopefully it should come out Saturday. I see no reason why. And yeah, our driver details looking quite good, but let's go to practice and see the practice programs. I'm trying a new format in some of these, so if you do enjoy some of it, and I'd like to hear your feedback. So that's what the comment section is for. It is not for debating real life F1. And yeah, although this is F1, it's a game. So yeah, I'd like to hear your feedback on said game. Anyway, however, nice to see you checking out the teams. Yeah, the practice programs went quite smoothly. XP for the podium pass, which is now over, so this is a little bit outdated. You getting that? Can assure you that we do get to level 30 and get P10 on the soft tyres 4 tenths ahead of Pierre Gasly, but Pierre Gasly is on the mediums, so maybe we should have done a little bit higher. Quick practice then, going for the least successful one, and then if that fails, we go to a more successful one. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be going too well for now, but we obviously get a success on the 70%. On the 25%, we get a fail. So we try the 50%. Do we get a fail? No, we don't. We get a success. Trying the 25% again, and we get it this time. And moving over to fuel management, do we get it? Yes, we do. 2 in a row for 25%. And that's all 3 of them done. And just a quick review of the settings. Elite. These settings will be changed for Season 4. AI, they will be reduced. Not too reduced, maybe, actually. They might be put to default. I don't want to make it too difficult for myself, as I only plan to do 2 more seasons after this. And if I want to be world champion, I kind of need to prepare throughout Season 4. And if the AI just keep getting further away in Season 4, we've got no hope in Season 5. And just looking at the audio, unfortunately, it's a bit broken in this. You may be able to hear. It has been fixed for the Hungarian GP and onwards, because I have recorded up to Belgium so far. I need to stop filling in with things, you might be able to hear that. And yeah, claim looking good. We might be able to get to level 22 in the race. But first, before the race, we've obviously got to go to qualifying. So let's go to the first qualifying on 2021 on this game. I hope you remember how to do it, because I certainly do. I just want to test you guys. I think I do. I don't remember if we got through to Q2, maybe. I don't know why I'm saying that. I do. I'm just trying to fill the time. Anyway, can't do anything at the moment. Just making sure that we're going to have the freshest engine possible, because obviously Austria is quite a power heavy circuit. So if we didn't have that, we'd be kind of doomed. So yeah. At the moment, it seems to be the far right columns. Column 3 for energy store, turbocharger, column 5, control electronics, column 3, and as you can see what our 2 failures were for Monaco and Canada. Gearbox, still got 3 races to go, so we'll have a new one for Belgium. But let's head to qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix, the 200th one on the channel. Or not. Okay, we're just going to wait in the menus. I like the menus on this game. What about you guys? I mean, they're probably changing the menus for 2022, but I'd like to have your feedback on. Anyway, we're going to qualifying. Welcome to qualifying then, as we head towards to finish our first lap. We set a 1:03.6, it's enough to put us to P8, and let's see if we can improve on that on our second lap. And as we cross the line, we go to P11 from P12, and we go back to the garage to find out, look at the data. There is no proper data in the game. That's something I want for 2022. Suppose I'm showing you the setup. I don't actually show you much of it, as you know, safety. As we go to our third lap, as we don't seem quite safe yet, as we go for our fourth lap then in Q1, and we seem to go through only just though P16. could have been a little bit safer, you know, but that's just the way it's gonna go sometimes. And yeah, Pierre Gasly in P10 got to find some time to him. 15.4 in sector 1. 15.5 is about a temp. 28.1 in sector 2. 28.2, so 10th in my favour. And 19.3. Yeah, so losing most of our time in sector 3. So let's see if we can improve on that. In Q2, we only go P10, so we are the worst of the drivers to set a lap so far. And going for our second lap, can we improve on P12? We go to P10 once again. So we seem to enjoy P10, as I'm trying to resync this video so I can actually hear Jeff sometimes when he wants to speak. And yeah, I seem to have synced it now.
The car settings screen on your multi-function display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button. You can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
Thank you, Jeff, for that information that I already know. Showing you the setup here. Not getting quite the rotation that we needed, so we're going to decrease the our throttle differential. And as we go for our third lap, we're going to take you on board. And you know what this means. We've got nice rotation through turn 1, and that gains us about half temp as we head towards turn 3.
For you. The current top 5 are Verstappen, Norris, Bottas, Hamilton and Ricciardo. So just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Tsunoda, Leclerc and Stroll. And we're in front of the fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:1.8.
So 1:18, let's see if we can get close to that. We're 4 temps up at the moment, going through turn 4. Turn 5, braking about the 50 meters. Can we hit the apex? Yes, we do. Going out wide, but not too wide. We don't want to invalidate our lap. Heading into sector 3, then make sure you don't cut this curb too much. Don't go on that curb on the exit as we head to turn 9. Braking about 50 again, hitting the curb, but not too much because that will auto spin the car. And making sure just to miss the yellow curb as we go through turn 10. And puts us P12 with a 2.8. Not close enough yet as we go for our 4th lap. It's invalidated, but it was 3 temps down anyway. And our 3rd lap was only good enough for P15 anyway. So quite disappointing qualifying session then, as we head to look at the results. And can we get past the podium pass, please? As yeah, Pierre Gasly gets through on P9. Red Bull, McLaren and both Mercedes get through on the mediums. McLaren and Red Bull being Verstappen and Norris. Checking the times then. And yeah, just losing time in the final sector, I believe it was. I'm not really sure how they're doing it. It's a bit broken with the AI. And
let's have your take on it.
Good day. We're
not making. How do you feel?
No. Just shut up. You said it was a good day, so karma. Yeah, I need to get rid of that, as I did. And your claim level nearly there. So we should be able to get it in the race.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up. It's not the end of the world.
And Jeff is right, so let's see if we can do well in our 200th race. I'm going to keep on banging on about it, as yeah, you keep looking at the R&D. We have got tons and tons of points. That is why I'm doing so, because you kind of want to get rid of them. It's bad to have too many of them. But let's go to the race now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 meters above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. And it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Joe, Sebastian Vettel, Roberts, Stroll, Ricciardo. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Esteban Ocon and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin and Nobuharu Matsushita. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
A few things to point out about that grid sequence. Pierre Gasly getting P9, obviously I'd assume that's P10 due to Daniel Ricciardo's grid penalty, which puts him down in P16 but promotes us up to P14. I'm going to choose our strategy now. I'm going to go medium to softs, try and see if we can stick with the soft runners, but also have the better tyre at the end of the race, and just seeing which lap would be best in terms of the tyre wear. I haven't got out of that habit, but I can tell you that in later races I do get out of that habit and just go to it, the Delta. I don't actually know why I don't just stick to it, the Delta, because the Delta is obviously the better one, but you know, player does perform a bit differently in practice to the race. If you've ever played a F1 game, you'll notice that. But hopefully we can have a good race back, and let's see if we can continue our P6 form as we continue to edit the strategy. This is only our second strategy though. It's not like confirmed. Just seen level soft, medium and quicker. It's 11 seconds slower, well 10.2. So yeah, we're just going to avoid that. And a medium to hard would be quicker. But let's go to the Austrian Grand Prix formation lap first, and see if we can heat up these mediums, because they will be harder to heat up than the softs. Sorry for that burp. How rude of me.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
And as you may have noticed, our formation lap has not gone to plan, as we have instantly ran into the back of the Aston Martin ahead of us. So we are going to have cold tyres as we get ready for 5 red lights. You may notice that our sound from the game sounds a bit weird. It's because it sounds like I've got a helmet on. Cool for this game, probably addition added from Xbox. Anyway, getting to the race, we've had a poor start. We've dropped down 3 places, one to the Daniel Ricciardo, one to Esteban Ocon, and another to the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. Let's see if we can dive back up the inside of the Williams. Yes, we do. We did unfortunately also spin around the Mick Schumacher in the background, you may have noticed in the rearview mirror. Not getting the traction that we want compared to the Williams due to our cold tyres. That has been a fault with me. let's see if we can rectify that quickly. We push the Williams wide, and now Nikita Mazepin in the Haas does pull through. He's trying to get up the inside of us, going through the middle sector. The understeer is atrocious, and that does give the invitation to Nikita. But we are able to manage. We are able to shut him out, and let's see if we can chase down the pack ahead of us now. After that poor start, and lap 1 is fairly quickly over. Only, well, as you saw in qualifying, a 1:01 that time, as we still are trying to get up to temps, up these tyres up to temperature. Just noticed something. I'm obviously listening in on my laptop, but recording on my phone because I want to be able to hear Jeff. Let me know the quality, because it's very saturated on my phone, but not so much on the laptop. I don't know if I can change that, but if it is bothering you, please let me know down in the comments. Lap 2, still, the understeer is atrocious. That's why we've stayed on board for this entire lap. It isn't a mistake by my part. Lap 3 then, yeah, end of lap 2, on to lap 3.
DRS will be enabled this lap.
DRS is enabled.
Battle ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 1.5 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:07.0. You're closing by 0.4 per lap.
So maybe it was Vettel that got past us at the start of lap 1, or Lance Stroll got past
We're
Vettel.
trailing our teammate by 3.0 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff, for interrupting me all the
One
time.
is behind you. Our gap behind is 1.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The time last lap was a 1:06.3.
I've noticed that I need to extend how long I talk to Jeff for. At the end of lap 4 then, don't seem to be closing in on the pack ahead of us. Very annoying.
Caution, caution.
As we've got yellow flag ahead of us at the end of lap 5.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the
Let's see if we can see it. Yes, right in front of us there in the right. We're going to see if we can avoid it, but there's a crash, and it's a safety car.
They are out of the race.
Stroll is out,
Your speed, our delta is
and
too low, and we
the
risk a
safety
penalty.
car is
Slow
out.
pace immediately.
What on earth happened there? You may have been able to see what happened, but I couldn't. So let's see. It's a Ferrari, and he's just, oh my god, the AI have just driven into the back of Charles Leclerc, and our teammate is out of the race along with Lance Stroll, the Ferrari, Daniel Ricciardo. The Ferrari was having a mechanical failure. Stroll, who's is Leclerc, Stroll just drives into him. Pierre Gasly does as well. Ricciardo, trying to make a move on Gasly, follows Gasly, and wow. This is later, and this is after race. So watching on board with Leclerc, yeah, he's pulling over, engine problem, retirement, and yeah, he's just driven into the back by Stroll, Gasly, and Ricciardo. So Alonso, Giovinazzi, Tsunoda all go past, and Stroll turns into him. Stroll, watch the wheel. Yeah, Pierre does as well. I can understand Pierre because he's trying to defend from Ricciardo, but still, full blame still placed on Ricciardo, Stroll, and Gasly there. Watching the TV camera version of Ricciardo's point of view, and yeah, goes for a move on Pierre Gasly, and then just a Ferrari in front of him. It's Ricciardo's fault. He should have backed out. So should have Pierre, to be honest. And yeah, P7, lap 7 now. Climbing up the order as the soft runners are beginning to pit, and yeah, Let's see if we can heat our tyres, as everyone's on the softs, and it will be harder to heat up the mediums. Almost dropping the car, that's why we stayed on board there, and yeah, we are going to be told off for that.
Let's catch up to the field a bit. We're dropping too far back. Remember that we need to stay within 10 car lengths of the next car.
I mean, I think that's cool
Safety
that
car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
So heating up our tyres then, let's see if we can get the jump on one of these soft tyres, soft runners ahead of us. We've got the Aston Martin of Sebastian Vettel, Guan Yu Zhou, I believe, in the AlphaTauri, and someone in the Alpine of Antonio Giovinazzi. As we get ready for green flag racing, and we are underway. We've not got the best start compared to the Aston Martin ahead of us, and we've got a Red Bull behind us, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Taking a bit wide at the apex of turn 1, but it's given us a better run on the Aston Martin. Can we pull alongside, maybe make a dive bomb into turn 3? Are we going to line it? Yes, we are. Are we going to make it? Yes, we are. Are we actually going to get past? Not quite. Can we squeeze them out on the exit of the corner? Yes, we can, and we are up into P8 as the Red Bull now tries to battle with the Aston Martin. Let's see if we can flee from these two and chase after the AlphaTauri and Alpine ahead of us. Watching the battle in our rear-view mirror, I can't spell save here, as
Sonoda is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead
Sonoda,
is
not so.
1.0 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 40.4.
So the soft runners only doing one stop in this race, and we're just going to let the Red Bull go because we're obviously not going to battle him. And I was going to say if we can be pulled along by him, but we don't have DRS yet, and we did just go wide at turn 1. Heading on to lap 11 then, the gap has only increased to the Red Bull ahead.
DRS is now enabled.
As you may be able to hear, DRS is now enabled. I think I am just going to start talking over Jeff because I'm losing time. Vehicle condition is fine, as going through the third sector on lap 11, the Red Bull of Max Verstappen trying to make an overtake on the AlphaTauri ahead of us, as slowing down really massively now, as he can't get on the apex of turn 10, and there's a safety car again. What happened there? The AlphaTauri's just slowed down. We're going to stay on our current strategy, and on board with Perez. It's Perez, not Verstappen, my bad. The Alpine pulls into pit lane, and Perez just drives into the back of him, loses his front wing, still gets ahead of Sonoda, but parks it on the apex of the final corner because he has no front wing. And yeah, oh my god, the Red Bull has caused a safety car by driving into the back of a driver coming into the pit lane. What is with DAI and being stupid? The safety car was called out there.
Sonoda ahead.
Wow.
Gap to car in front is 1.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 11 laps old. We think they've got 2 stops remaining. The car ahead
2 stops.
Damaged the front wing.
That's right. Front wing damage. Yeah, it doesn't seem the line Jeff, but you may be able to see Red Bull pulls into the pit lane. Don't drive into the back of him, Sonoda. I almost drive into the back of Sonoda though, so karma. Do as you preach, I think people say, I don't know. But yeah, wow. So Sonoda, as you may have seen from the replays, did actually get damage. Now in P4, after Perez is coming to pit lane. Sorry for calling him Max, I can't quite tell him.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again.
But we are going for green after this lap, and trying to heat up these medium tyres. Not sure if it was a bad idea now being on the mediums, obviously with these safety cars, but you never know. If we started on the softs, we may never have had these safety cars, so you don't know. Anyway, let's see if we can get the jump on Sonoda, take P3 and stick with the Ferrari and Mercedes. I'm not going to try and guess who they are. I know it's Sainz though, because Leclerc was out earlier, causing the first safety car, and in the thumbnail of this video. As the cars get underway, we're going to get a good launch on the Tsunoda. Can we dive up the inside of turn 1? Yes we can, we're going to. Can we get past him though? Hitting the apex first, pushing him wide, and he gets on the curb and we take P3. We're going to let them battle behind us now as we try and pull away and catch up to the cars ahead of us. It's going to be a tall order, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it, as the Ferrari pulls into pit lane. Make sure we don't hit him. He's too far ahead of us anyway, so it doesn't matter, as going really wide at the final turn, and we lead a race for the first time since Imola on lap 16.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Tyres looking fine. I've just remembered that we didn't lead in Imola. We last led in China.
Okay, the stewards have
Round
now
2.
enabled
DRS is now
DRS
enabled
is now
after
online.
that safety car period, and
Verstappen is behind you.
checking behind us,
Gap
Verstappen.
behind is 1.3 seconds. They're on
1.3?
fresh softs. Their tyres
That'll
are
be
3
closed
laps
quite
old.
quickly, especially when he's on
They've got
softs, you
one
may
more
have been
stop.
able to
Their
hear.
time last
Yeah, he's
lap
got
was
one
at
more
1
stop.
minute 4.8.
So that's why I thought it was Verstappen, because I thought Perez was Verstappen, because quite close. Verstappen, he looks like he's going to try and make a move going into the penultimate corner. Last time a Red Bull did that, they got front wing damage.
Keep taking care of them.
Jeff saying we've got no tyre issues, but we have just been mugged down the inside of turn 9.
You'll be on the
So
softs.
maybe a little bit inaccurate by Jeff, but it's to be expected with Red Bull being one of, if not the best cars on the grid so far. McLaren behind us. Can we see if we can keep Lando behind us, obviously, due to Ricciardo earlier. There's no point fighting Norris. Sorry about that. You would just let him pass, and Valtteri Bottas behind us then. I can tell because it's not quite purple in the helmet when he got really close to us in the apex. As going into sector 2, lap 19, Bottas just mugs us off completely in the traction zone. I had no answer for that as we head on to lap 20.
We want to pit this lap,
Our pit
so
window,
push now.
so we are going to come in at the end of this lap.
Pitting
4-hour
this
pit
lap
stop,
then, come into the pits at the
and
end
just
of this
confirming
lap.
that to Jeff to make sure that we
Right,
come in,
at the end of this lap.
and doing the same in sector
Okay,
2
we can take you this
and
lap.
in sector 3. Make sure the team know that I'm coming in. It is a short circuit, so I don't need to do it in every sector, but I like doing it in every sector. Probably not the best line to take through the pit lane, but we are in pit lane now anyway, so it doesn't quite matter. And going to go on to softs for our second stint of this race. Hopefully we can have less dramatic and eventful second half to the race compared to the
Lead
first,
go now.
but I wouldn't mind it, as
Look after
we did
these
gain
tyres
now
now.
5-6
Finish the race on
places,
this compound.
and seeing as we're P13 at the moment, P7 wouldn't be a bad place.
Ocon ahead.
No one behind us,
They're on
but
fresh
Ocon
softs.
ahead.
Their tyres are 4
Should
laps
be able to
old.
catch up to
We think
Ocon
they've got one
due
more
to
stop. Time
him
last
being in
lap
the
was
Williams,
a
but he does have
1:05.7.
another stop to go, so it don't quite matter. Jeff is still too loud in my ear, so I'm going to turn him down. Heading on to lap 22, see if we can catch up to the Williams. We are catching up very close to this Haas though. Not the drive that I anticipated, but we are in P11 now, so maybe Ocon has pitted. You can't quite tell in this cockpit view, but Mazepin defending, we had to go down the inside because, well, he forced us, and driving very erratically as Tsunoda is in P12. So we have got a very big jump on him, but he's got a stop to go. So I feel like that's a blunder made by the AlphaTauri team, as
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
P10, we've just set our personal best of 1 minute 5.1. That's Ocon coming into pit lane now. Don't hit him, Bobbi. Don't do the same as Tsunoda and Sergio Perez did earlier in the race. P9, P8, P7. Any more for any more? Nope, P7. And
our gap to the car in front is 21.1 seconds.
yeah, pit stop to Bottas, obviously. So I do think P7 is the best we can have. Lewis behind us, so we're just going to let him go, maybe. But we can fight him. We have got 12 laps to go, so it is going to be a bit difficult, but he isn't closing in on us, so maybe. But there is an outlier ahead of us. 2 people have just come into the pit, so that's the outlier's gone. P5. So Perez somehow, after all this, is in P1. Yeah, I don't get how. And we are P5. So the 4 drivers ahead of us will be 2 Red Bulls, a McLaren, a Mercedes. Oh, no, because the Mercedes. Oh, no. Oh, so the better cars than us. Two Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls, 2 McLarens, 2 Ferraris. But McLaren and Ferrari are gone. So we should be P6 right now. Yeah, going to be we should be P7 now as Lewis Hamilton overtakes us, heading into turn 1 on lap 27. I'm not complaining. I will take P6, but I'm not quite sure who's behind us then that should be ahead of us. Can we go back down the inside of Lewis Hamilton? Yes, we can. We've overshot the corner, and Lewis, with the more experience, dummies us and ensures that he gets the position. Smart move there from Lewis to try and force us down the inside. But you know, yeah, Joe's behind us, so I don't know who's in front of us. I don't think any of the top 8 cars have tied, apart from Leclerc and Ricciardo. So I don't know. We know Bottas, Hamilton, Perez are ahead of us. That's 3. I don't know who the other 2 is, and I don't know who's behind us. I guess it doesn't matter too much, because P6 will be an absolutely bonkers result for us after the race that we had and qualifying, where we qualified P15.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember we need to get to the end
just
of the race on
catching
these
Lewis ahead. I know that's a complete lie.
No tyre concerns
Asking about our tyres, see if we can push or not. And then asking about car behind, Giovinazzi behind us. Still not finding out who of the top, top 6 cars is behind us. Yeah, getting a little bit of oversteer through the final corner, heading on to lap 31, first of the final 6 laps of the race. And yeah, this part of the race is going very slowly. Lewis has pulled a 6-second gap to us. Giovinazzi is still behind us, 1.6 behind. Can't see him in the review moment. And 4.9 for Giovinazzi. Let's see what we do, see if we're gaining or not. 5.3, so we are losing to the car behind. Lap 33, going on to lap 34. Giovinazzi is closing in massively as our tyre grip is beginning to drop, according to Chef. Can we hold on to this position? Giovinazzi is really close to us now in the Alpine, heading on to the penultimate lap. Do we have to do any defending? It seems like we may do, going into turn 3. Where's he going to go? We're going to go to the outside. Can we force him to the inside, like my favourite move to defend? We don't need to. He's not gone for a move just quite yet. We've got a bit of oversteer heading into turn 4 though. Is he going to be able to pull alongside into turn 4? No, he is not, so we are fine for the moment. Heading into sector 2. There's a Ferrari. So Carlos Sainz is the Ferrari top 8 cars behind us. There's a yellow flag going on. Alpine trying to go down the inside. Oh, that's going to be really close. Going on to the final lap of the race now. We've got a bit of gap to Giovinazzi behind due to his senseless attempt at an overtake going into turn 1. We've almost cut the corner at turn 3. That might give the drivers behind a chance to overtake us, but it is very much a battle behind. Let's see if they can close in on us or we can get ahead. We're pulling away now, so it looks like we're going to solidify P6. Well, there's a driver ahead of us. That might be P5. Is it Lewis? No, it's an Alfa Romeo. I can see from here. As the Alpine behind us is closing in on us. But obviously, just confirming that it isn't Lewis. It is an Alfa Romeo to be lapped. Is he going to hold us up into the final corner? Yes, it is. Is the Alpine going to get ahead of us? No, he isn't. We're going to hold on for P6, and the Alfa Romeo almost just lost us a P6, but it's an amazing result. But I would have been so mad if that Alfa Romeo had lost us those 3 positions. Oh wow!
And rightly so. A brilliant effort.
Well done, McLaren. Who won?
Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
So, as it appears, Lando Norris wins the Austrian Grand Prix for his first ever victory. Technically 3 years later from where he got his first podium. So that's very nice. Sergio Perez dropping 3 places in those dying laps is obviously, we asked Jeff earlier, whatever I said.
Should be pleased with his performance, making gains
yeah,
at the top of the table.
3 seconds pretty much separated the top 4, so Perez must have hit some tyre wear. His confirming Carlos Sainz was that Ferrari behind us. We're given driver today. Yeah, only 4 drivers retired after that big pile-up. It wasn't really a pile-up, it was just stupid driving by the AI. Yeah, Leclerc, damage. In the end, he retired from terminal damage, even though it was actually, what do you call it? Even though it was a mechanical failure that caused the whole thing. Carlos Sainz having a late pit stop, maybe being one of those people that we passed very late. But we have dropped down to P4 after Lando Norris winning the race. P4 in both championships as well. But that is going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Well, after this video, after this
You're
interview.
surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you?
With this team, I don't think so. We've got a brilliant
Do you have
team.
any comments about the collisions?
Was there really collisions? And maybe formation lap. That weren't my best driving. Yeah, no annoyance after the qualifying. Maybe she learned a lesson. But rivalry, we are gonna ditch Perez once he beats us. That shouldn't take too long. We'll be in Hungary. Do we level up to level 22 acclaim? Well, Pierre Gasly's does go down. We do get to level 22 though. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. It was a bonkers race at the beginning, kind of died out towards the end, but last lap drama, last corner drama. But yeah, I am going to leave you with the highlights of the race. No, share with your friends because friends have common interests. Oh, come on. Share with your friends because friends have common interests. Like, dislike, whatever you want to do. Comment your thoughts down in the comments below. But I've been Racengineer until you... No, I need to remember how I do this. until you racers have a problem that you engineers can't fix, I'm in Racengineer. Yeah, confirmation that I spun out Schumacher at the beginning. Enjoy these highlights. New episode coming Sunday. Bye.